Sports is brought to you by All Out Auto Repair, home of the $46 Saskatchewan and $66 Alberta Safety Inspection. Your complete automotive repair.
Time for our first look at sports, and Jack joining me on the desk to take over with that, Jack, and some pretty big names in the Border City last night.
Yeah, huge names. It was a really great event. A lot of people turned out for a good event for a great cause. And fans, yep, they were in for a treat last night at the Old Timers Hockey Challenge. The Civic Center played host to some past NHL greats like Theo, Fleury, Cliff Ronning, and Billy Smith, all lacing them up to support Lloydminster minor hockey. How many goals are you going to score tonight?
Well, I'm a little rusty, but I'm sure I'll get one.
While these former NHL stars still have that competitive edge, Wednesday night's game wasn't about scoring goals. The Old Timers Challenge tours across the country, raising money for organizations like Lloydminster Minor Hockey. Recently retired referee Kerry Fraser jumped at the opportunity to be a part of this great cause.
You know, really, grassroots. We're back in grassroots. I grew up in Sarnia, Ontario, growing up wanting to be a player. Finished playing Junior A, wasn't drafted, wasn't big enough, obviously, or good enough to make it to the National Hockey League as a player, but there was another route for me. So I recall vividly, you know, growing up on outdoor rinks and in the small communities that we played in. So for me, this is right back to the beginning.
Hockey Hall of Fame goaltender Billy Smith retired 23 years ago, but he still loves the opportunity to strap on the pads and play vintage battling Billy hockey.
I've only been on it about 4 years. Just started up. In fact, I just came back about 4 years ago and started playing, and I'll do it for maybe another year while I'm still able.
NHL legend Theo Fleury accomplished a lot in his hockey career. He won a Stanley Cup, an Olympic gold medal, and racked up over 1,000 points. Now he's helping young players recognize their hockey dreams.
Well, I think we've all been blessed and very, very fortunate to play the game that we love for as long as we did and got paid very well for it. So, you know, I think it's just a great opportunity for us to give back.
The highlight of the night for these youngsters was getting to meet their hockey heroes.
Because I'm a Calgary fan and my mom was his favorite fan. So.
Charity matchups like this one offer so much for the communities they're played in, but they also allow these NHL greats to experience the part of the game they love the most.
You ask guys what they miss most about playing in the NHL, and it's the dressing room, man. That's what you miss. You miss, you know, practical jokes, joking around, and having a few laughs. So.
Jack Haskins, NEWCAP Sports.
Last night's game raised over $2,500 for Lloydminster minor hockey, so a big thanks to everyone who came out and supported the cause. Turning our attention now to the AJHL, where there was only one game on tap last night. The lone game featured the Lloydminster Bobcats on the road looking to take down the Drumheller Dragons. This one was as low scoring as you could possibly get. The Bobcats took it 1-0 thanks to a second period goal from AJHL's Player of the Week, Josh Atkinson. That's his 5th on the year. And Cats goalie Chase Martin turned away all 19 shots he faced, picking up his first AJHL shutout. The Bonnyville Pontiacs are off to one of their best starts in team history. They're currently 11 games over 500, but as Clayton Brown explains, in a division that's as strong as the North, Bonnyville still finds themselves looking up in the standings.
At 18-6-0-1, the Pontiacs are well on their way to surpassing last year's franchise record total of 79 points. Although off to a hot start, Bonnyville is only in 4th place in the North Division.
Obviously, we know it's tough, so we can't sit on our heels and say that we won those many games and we're good, that we should be somewhere. I mean, it is what it is. It's tight, so we got to deal with it and make our way to the top.
Makes for an exciting division, makes for an exciting time, but obviously every night is difficult and important. But again, we want to continue to focus on the process in which we need to do things.
The Pontiacs have picked up 15 of a possible 20 points in their last 10 games, but that hasn't been enough to move up in the standings. Mercier says that's something they can't worry about.
Our compete, our work ethic, those sorts of things, our power play, our penalty kill, those are the things that we're focusing on, and the rest takes care of itself. We knew it was going to be tight, and it's going to be tight from here on in.
The big reason Bonnyville's 11 games over 500 is their play at home. The team has lost only one game all season here at the RJ, but they've had their struggles on the road.
I think one of the biggest differences has been our power play. I think we haven't been giving up that many more goals on the road. We just haven't been getting any, and our power play hasn't been producing.
An area of their game that must improve if they want to catch teams ahead in the standings.
On the road, it's more of a gritty game. You just got to fight for your goals and greasy ones. And at home, it's more relaxed, I guess. But we got to get used to going on the road and just gutting it out and getting a win.
Bonnyville's next game is at home Friday night against Okotoks. In Bonnyville, Clayton Brown, NEWCAP Sports.
Sports is brought to you by Denim Chrysler.
To really experience a world-class Dodge and Chrysler automobile,
you have to drive it.
Visit Denim Chrysler Lloydminster today.
It's been a great season so far for Lloydminster Bobcats goalie Emerence Maschmyer. She got her first AJHL start and had a solid showing for Team Alberta in the Women's Under-18 Nationals Tournament. Kerry McCullough explains how even in the midst of the eventful season, Maschmyer is taking it all in stride.
It has been an exciting month for Lloydminster Bobcats goalie Emerence Maschmyer. The 17-year-old was selected for the second year in a row to represent Team Alberta at the 2011 National Women's Under-18 Championship.
It was awesome. It was my second year in a row, and the team came together really well. Off the start, we didn't have a good start, but as the tournament went on, it got better and better. We just couldn't get the wins that we needed.
Although the girls had a rough start and came home without a medal, Maschmyer is nothing less than excited to have these opportunities and experiences.
It's a great feeling. It's really exciting to just be out there with all the best girls all over Canada. It's, of course, challenging, and you want to stand up for your province as best as you can. You just want to win.
With a few national games under her belt, the Bruderheim, Alberta native can bring that much more experience back to the Bobcats.
Yeah, it was nice to finally get a couple of games, and it's been a little while, so it's always a good feeling. But it's a little bit of adjustment, of course, guys and girls. It's always a different kind of game, but yeah, it was really nice to get back on the ice and get a couple of games in.
Kerry McCullough, NEWCAP Sports.
The Lakeland Rustlers women's basketball team have come out of the gates strong this season. They're sitting in second place in the ACAC North standings with a record of 5-1. A big factor in their early success has been the play of point guard Amy Warbrick. And this week, superstar next door Matt Schumont had the chance to catch up with the American-born player.
Amy Warbrick started getting involved with the game of basketball at the age of 4, and now a member of the Lakeland Rustlers, Amy has become one of the most effective players on the team.
Amy's probably the best point guard in our conference. I would probably venture in Canada. To have someone out there that controls the flow like she does is absolutely amazing.
Through 6 games, Amy is averaging just over 13 points a game, which has her sitting third in the ACAC, but King says she has a lot more to her game.
She sees the floor really well. She's a great passer. She handles the ball under pressure, so no one can really take the ball from her. And as a coach, that's something huge to know that she's not going to turn it over. She shoots it from very deep, and she gets to the foul line. So she does a lot of things for us, and defensively, she guards usually the best player on the other team.
It was a long trip for Amy to come to Lakeland as she traveled all the way from Idaho to play for the Rustlers, a decision she is happy with.
It was just a place that I thought that I could excel in, so I moved away from home and came up here.
Moving far from home wasn't easy at the beginning, but Amy is starting to get comfortable being away from family and friends.
It was tough. I didn't know what I was getting into. I haven't been up to Canada before, so it's a new experience for me.
And now getting used to her new teammates, Amy has started to develop a leadership role for the Rustlers squad.
She's starting to evolve in her leadership role. She's traditionally a very quiet girl. On the floor, though, when she speaks, everyone listens. In the last couple of weeks, she stepped up a few times for us, and everyone else has responded. And it's absolutely huge at the point guard spot to have that. If we have someone that doesn't lead from the point guard spot, we'd be in trouble.
Matt Schumont, NEWCAP Sports.
Brought to you by your local BRP dealer. Power Merchants of St. Paul, Norsask of North Battleford, and RecTech Power Products of Lloydminster, your local BRP dealers.
All right, and if you have someone you'd like to nominate for Superstar Next Door, email us at superstar@newcap.ca. That's all the time I have for sports. Stay tuned. There's more coming up in NEWCAP News.